it to you cowards, then it's gonna be quick. Aight, all your men that been to jail before, suck my dick. And all them upper cats you run with, get done with, dumb quick. You gon' approach the dog with some bumps. Aight, they go to click, click, 911. All over some dump, ain't that something?
Hello, welcome to the Lynn Street Swap Shop. My name is Zach. Today's a wonderful Wednesday. It's a special edition. Every Wednesday, I'm never joined by Matt, my co-host, so I host a show where I interview celebrities, talent, artists, and today I'm joined by a very special artist who works in the building here. But before we get to that interview, I just want to say I apologize to the people that I've hurt in my life. Yesterday, if you tuned in, Matt and I, we got in big trouble with the SEC for insider stock trading. And now we're, he got off, he got out, he already had community service, but had time added, and now I'm hopefully gonna get off in the next 24 hours or so and get bailed out. I think I have a chance just to come back, but they, because my crime wasn't harmful or violent and I'm not a flight risk, they said I could actually come to the studio today and do the show. So I had an escort come to the studio. Now I'm here to do a wonderful Wednesday and just forget about the mistakes I've made in the past and focus on the future and how to correct myself. Wonderful Wednesday is what it's all about. It's about sharing your ideas and stories and love with each other and art and positivity. And if you're watching this in the chat, feel free to give me some positive messages. Ask us questions. We'll be answering them. I'll be looking at them a lot today. Or give us a call at 413-961-4263. I'm ready to do the show. You don't let your mistakes get you down. And I'm hoping that after today, I'll be back in the shop tomorrow in my regular attire. I hope this is all just one big misunderstanding and we can iron it all out and just the bail isn't that high. I have friends at Turner Legal. They can help me out. We'll just forget about this episode. We'll delete it from the archive. But I'm contractually obligated to do the show. I couldn't do a replay today, even though I asked. They said you should come in. And I'm ready to do the show. Joining me today is Jeff Krichmar.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome, Jeff.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Of course, yeah.
It's a deal.
It's a deal, man.
It's a deal. So Jeff is an artist here at Adult Swim. You work for Adult Swim Games, correct?
Adult Swim Games, yeah.
Okay. So let's just jump right into it. What kind of art do you do? People are familiar with your art right now in the chat because they've seen the clock drawing you did this morning.
Yeah, some people saw the clock. Other people went and checked out my Twitter, Instagram, and saw some of my work, so that's pretty cool.
Did you get a lot of new followers?
A handful.
Okay.
Yeah. It was good. Like, regardless, positive experience.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping to get you at least a dozen more followers today from today's show. We have a lot of people watching, tuning in, so we're ready to just take a look at what you're working on.
That's awesome.
So what exactly what kind of art do you work on?
Well, I work on a slew of things. Professionally, I'm a designer.
Okay.
And I do that during the day, and then when I come home, I pretty much work from 6 to midnight every night, just making my own art and illustrating. Currently, I'm doing some mixed media stuff that's a little bit different than what I usually do.
Okay.
And it's really been freeing me up because I was having a real block where I felt like the thing that was impeding me was that I was trying to draw the thing in my head before I actually executed it. I've kind of put a kibosh on that, and now I'm just drawing with my hand, and then the head comes in secondarily and kind of like fixes the mistakes and stuff. So it's interesting to see where my hand takes me, and every drawing is kind of a discovery in itself.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'd be more than happy to show you some, some technique and all that.
Jump into that very soon.
Yeah, no worries. I'm not jumping the gun.
You can if you want to start right now. I'm not. We can start. But I want to open up the floor to anybody who'd like to call in and ask questions to Jeff. I have a lot, but I also want other people to ask questions, some that I might not think of. Do you have any? First of all, do you have any stories that you'd want to share real quick? Any interesting moments that have happened to you recently that you feel this is your platform to tell them?
Oh man.
They said
interesting stories.
Benjamin Rivera says he's gonna follow, so you can be followed. Sorry, before.
Oh yeah.
Think about the story,
awesome.
But your Instagram handle, your Tumblr is krichmar.tumblr.com.
Krichmar.tumblr.com and or at Krichmar.
Okay.
On Instagram, on Twitter. Facebook.
Krichmar.
M-A-R, yep.
Easy to follow, no numbers. You'd have to add an underscore. It's an original last name. You got it. What background is that last name?
That's Russian.
Okay.
Yeah, my father's from a part of Romania that was occupied by the Soviet Union,
Wow.
and my mom is from Russia proper. I think
Okay.
Kazakhstan. I might be wrong if she's watching. I'm sorry if
Wow.
I got that wrong.
Okay. Well, and
It's a lot
now
of it's a lot
they
of
must be
pressure
really
being on
proud that
TV.
their son is now working at. Is this your dream job? People ask me that a lot.
Yeah.
Is this your dream job?
I think that growing up, I always wanted to be involved with the Adult Swim brand. Truly, watching it, I think that Aqua Teen Hunger Force was like a super formative show in my sense of humor and
Right.
in my adolescence. I think as it was for a lot of people. And so this is great. I mean, and I work on games, which is even more cool. It is like a real dream job because a lot of times I can't, like, I'm doing this right now and it seems
Right.
so normal to me,
Sure.
but like people are, genuinely watching and interested in what we have a platform, and
Right.
like, I think that too often we could take that for granted. And so it is a blessing. I'm super excited for all of this.
We're excited to have you here. For those who are not aware of your artwork, if they haven't seen it yet at Tumblr or saw it on the clock, it's fascinating.
Thanks.
You showed me some. I've seen it before, but you showed me your sketchbook today, and I open up my sketchbook and I look at pictures I drew. Seal the Deal, which I'll get to in a minute. And
Yeah, I'm
explain
excited.
it. So I have projects that I work on, and I think, wow, this is pretty neat. But then I see something of your magnitude, and I think, okay, there's a reason why you're the designer, and I'm.
No, I'd like to talk to that magnitude to really everybody. Maybe it's not so much of a story, but using the platform to say something, I guess, is I think that, I think that every artist out there, every person that is trying to creatively express themselves, has something valid to offer, and I think that we can't constantly measure ourselves to other people because their voice and their talent and what they're expressing is always so different from ours. But I think the right mark made correctly could be powerful regardless of how masterfully it's rendered, so to speak. I think that those technical skills can just come with time, and practice. If you draw every day, you will be good. I mean, I've seen people on Instagram that post, here's where I was 4 years ago, here's where I am now, and it's like day and night,
Right.
And I wholeheartedly believe in that. I think that everybody should have a really strong conviction to their work, and also not compare themselves, because like there's probably tons of your stuff that's going to blow me away. Like, I'm not an animator, and so the fact that you're doing this and you got the fancy animation board out,
there we go,
I'm very excited.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just stick with it.
Okay. Yeah, that's good advice. Yeah. And I think going from your background, did you know you always wanted to be an artist? Did you want to design and draw, or was it just sort of a hobby that you enjoyed, and then one day you saw the chance to be, wow, I could make this a career?
I think that I always, I kind of did this forever. This has kind of been my calling. I have been drawing and creating things from a young age. I didn't want anything to do with math or science when I left high school. So
Okay.
I saw design as kind of the opposite of the classic starving artist. I saw design, especially at the time that I was going to school, which was around 2002, 2003 when I started college. I think that design was really presenting itself as a very stable platform, of employment really across all fields, because the internet was becoming so much more commonplace in
Right.
our lives. So design just seemed like the solid choice. I didn't want to starve, as you can tell by my gut size. I kind of fell into that. But I draw a very big distinction between what I do professionally and I think like what I do in my own time.
Okay.
Because they're very different practices. And one's a very analytical, objective process, and one's a very kind of subjective, creative, detached process.
So let's take a look at some of your work
Cool, man.
before we begin.
Where do I do I show them?
There's we'll find a camera there. I mean, they have some. They're pulling up right now from your website.
Oh,
but then,
cool.
if you just want to hold it up on that camera right there.
Yeah, for sure. We can take a little trip.
So this one here that we're looking at in your sketchbook, it looks like it's an ox.
I think it's a water buffalo of some
water-
sort. Yeah, eating some. Here we go.
So how long ago was this? I know some people have sketchbooks that they start 1 year. That's it. They're done in a year, a month.
This This I've actually had for maybe about a month and a half now.
Okay.
Something like that.
So you started this pretty recent.
Yeah, I'm a good way through this. I don't know if that picks up or that picks up, but yeah, I've got the meat and potatoes of this guy knocked out. And the kind of miraculous thing about all this is that this wasn't. This came at a time where I was very blocked, creatively blocked, and so the fact that I've kind of been able to go through these and develop these pieces, and I feel like I go in very kind of calmly to begin with, and then it starts picking up, a little bit of weirdness, and I start getting a little bit more kind of liberated in what I'm doing, and so.
So what would you say is
a
big inspiration? Is it just off in your mind, and then you try and translate it to the page, or are there other artists or pieces of content?
I definitely love James Jean. I think that he is like the godfather of art for me right now. His work is fantastic, very inspirational. But I think that my process, at least currently, all of this stuff just starts off as a scribble, really truly as a scribble, and I try to go in and I rectify mistakes. Like, that looks like a pretty intentional element, but is just really covering up something that I did that was bad. So
But you included it. You incorporated.
But I included it, yeah. And so it's kind of cool. Something that I was talking about with Adam Fuchs was that it kind of forces you to do something different. You don't get to undo like you do on the computer. You know what I'm saying? And so you find really interesting, like the undos become part of the piece themselves.
Right.
But yeah, more
creative. It's a way.
More recently, I did this one. My protege, Evan, went to Seattle to start his job.
Wow.
And I drew this kind of about that, the idea of this young kid kind of going out there and tackling the world. Like, I've been there. I've had that experience. My first job was in Montreal. I left Atlanta and I went straight to Montreal. And
was it in design?
It was in design. I was too young to appreciate it, and it was kind of a wasted opportunity on my part. I mean, I learned a lot from it, but I know what that's like, being young and kind of going into your first thing, and it could be a very scary, very exciting process.
Yeah.
It's cool. I appreciate how real this chat is getting. I didn't know that we get this real on Adult Swim.
We are we tell stories. It can be wonderful to just share your thoughts and ideas, and people in the chat are into your drawings. They're asking, let us know. Let me see this. What pens or pencils you're using?
Oh yeah, for sure. The pencils and pens that I am currently using.
That was asked by Meat Wrist.
I'm using a lot of ballpoint pens. I've got a collection here of what are these? Got some Papermate Ink Joys that I'm using. They're all here. Got my little art bag. And then yesterday I bought myself this Atlantis ballpoint pen. It's like the thinnest ballpoint pen that I've found. It's 0.7. It's for anybody out there that likes ballpoint drawing. I'm plugging Bic right now.
Wow.
This is a smooth writer right here.
So Bic, you did it. We could say.
You did it. You
nice
did
work,
it.
Bic. Yeah.
And I've got a couple other things like brush pens and pencils, but
you acquire these. It's like tools. You acquire them along the way. You just don't go out and buy all of them at once. You just pick them up as you go and realize, oh, that could work for this.
Yeah.
Next time I draw that, I would like to try it with this pen.
Yeah, there's definitely part of the process, I think, that lends itself to having certain tools on hand because you know that you're behaving a certain way, or like, I want to correct this, so I have like a whiteout pen at all times, or I'm going to cover this up, so I have my paint markers with me. But I think that part of it is kind of like gearing up a character in a video game where I go through these phases of, I want like my armor to look this way now. So like I'm choosing, the brush pen, the calligraphy pen, and like the pencil. And like, what can we do with that? Like what does that look like in the dungeon of this sketchbook?
Right.
How does that perform? And so it's really, it's kind of just a fun and interesting process to constantly explore new tools.
Do you have many sketchbooks at home like that you've compiled over the years?
Yeah, actually.
So it's probably a library. Wow.
I do. I have almost a shelf now of books that I've kept since my college days. I've got a couple from when I was younger that are my parents preserved for me, which it's really kind of cool and embarrassing to go and look at what I was making at 13.
Sure.
But yeah, and I go back to them often actually, and just kind of like flip through them and relive certain moments, and in other ways just kind of surprise myself, like, oh, I totally, we have a million things to remember every day. Like, I'm not going to remember every little doodle denizen, you know, and so it's exciting.
That's great.
Yeah.
We have a question from Vorticall, a few questions from Vorticall that I've
Cool.
noticed. They wonder how many pieces you complete on average in a week or in a day. And I was going to ask, when would you say, if you did do it in a day, when is the best time that you find to yourself to do it? Like at home in the evening or in the morning or on a lunch break? Or
Yeah. So it varies. I would say that I complete about a piece a night, if not a piece like every 2 nights. Sometimes things take time to develop. The piece that I'm working on currently is a little frustrating right now, and like I'm trying to find, that spot in which I get really excited and I, see a finish of some sort in sight. And so, yeah, man, I crank out about 1 to 2 drawings, or like 1 drawing about every day or every 2 days. And I generally draw when I get home from work. I've got a really close friend of mine, Matthew Evans, who is using my home studio as his own studio. He's also he's a fine artist, and he kind of went the route that none of us, were brave enough to go, which is being a true fine artist and like sticking with the paintings and like eating off of that and the murals and the sculptures. It's really, really super inspiring and admirable. So I let him use my space, and I pretty much have a drawing buddy like every day when I come home after work.
That's great.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, man.
It's a streaming show.
Yeah.
Just you guys drawing together at night.
Yeah, man. Watching nature programs with like ambient music on instead of.
Right. So you find you
whatever's
put
playing.
yourself in that mood where you have music playing, and then you don't. Okay. And then how long do you usually draw for? Do you give yourself? I had an art teacher in high school. He said spent 5 hours a week at least drawing.
Oh wow. I work. Like I sit down, let's say around 7 p.m. give or take. Walk my dog, I feed her. And I'm drawing until it's like, granted I get up and I walk her again a couple times, but I'm pretty much there sitting drawing. Like I'm really invested, and when it's there,
Right.
when the muse is around, I get into a trance, and it lasts for like
Sure.
5-6 hours a night,
But if
nightly.
you're ever like, I want to watch a movie or a TV show, drawing usually takes precedent. You'd rather draw.
I actually multitask, and we talked about this yesterday, me and my friend, but like I can't just do one thing. Like even when I design, I have movies playing in the background.
Okay.
Because I need like both parts of my brain to be engaged at once.
An outside source, so you're not just focused all.
Yeah, so I catch up on a lot of really bad reality TV.
Okay.
I was watching Bachelor in Paradise yesterday.
Nice.
Yes,
Right.
it's money.
I would love to see that scene of you drawing these drawings with Bachelor in Paradise. In the
Yeah,
background.
or Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm huge into that.
It's
Huge into that.
it's content is king right now. Everybody's making shows.
Content
and
is
you
king.
can find everything. So there. Let's see if we have any. I saw a few other questions. I'm sorry, a lot of people are asking. Someone just asked me if I spent any time in jail. How was it? Did I make any friends? If you're just now tuning in, yes, I was arrested yesterday for insider trading, but it's not a. It's a victimless crime. So I'm locked up in the studio. I get an hour a day to come here and do the show. They said you could come and work on the show, and I wanted to come and interview Jeff, so I'm here. I go back after this, but I'm hoping by this evening I'll be bailed out or back to the shop tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Let's start just jumping into art. I think that was the meat and potatoes of today's show. Is we'll just jump in and start drawing. Do you have a drawing you were working on, or would you like to work on a brand new drawing, or what do you think? Someone actually asked in chat, and I don't know how much you would be willing to do this, but they asked to draw me spliced with wolf DNA. Which
that sounds like a really expensive commission.
Right. I think asking you to do that, we would have to pay you.
I think that I'm gonna start something new and just see where we go.
Start something new, yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm not at a place where I feel, the vibes on this thing that I'm currently working on.
Do you mind showing that one off? Yeah, that one's really great.
Sure. Oh, we've even got the camera pointed right at the sketchbook. Yeah. So this guy right here. Appreciate you. This guy is what I'm currently working on, and as you can see, it starts out and it's all scribbles.
Right. So you started down here at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay.
And kind of worked my way up, and I used my sister's. I found my sister's French curve recently that she had from high school. Oh, here we go. This guy.
Wow.
And I always had my eye on this when I was a kid. And it came into my possession somehow, and I'm super, super thankful, and it's been instrumental in making like a lot of circles and curves and stuff like that in my work. But yeah, I'm stuck here. I don't love what's happening. I haven't cracked the nut, but instead of being super frustrated and trying to figure that out, we're just gonna
go with the flow. Okay.
Just gonna jump ahead and do something different,
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna start. This is a good time. You start on yours, but I'm gonna start on. I'm drawing an animated scene from Seal the Deal. I don't know if you caught it when I was in San Diego Comic-Con. I pitched it to some Hollywood producers out there, and it's an animated pilot. I'm going to draw a scene from Seal the Deal just to show you my style. And hopefully maybe this is another thing that I can land on my feet when I get back into my regular routine of life. And here's the pitch. This is a pitch for a hot new movie, perfect time of year for San Diego Comic-Con to get everyone talking about it and build up the buzz. It's a movie, I just got 3 words for you: Seal the Deal. It's a movie that is about a seal that works at a real estate firm, and it's got to close deals, always closing deals, and it's similar to the movie Glengarry Glen Ross, except instead of human there, it's a seal. Everyone else is humans. The seal wears a tie, and it's a great business, and business has a lot of business ideas. It would be a great movie to showcase writing and have some comedy. It would be animated, and maybe we could either make it into a film or a 10-episode series and then talk about doing a season 2. There's a lot of distributors out here at Comic-Con and a lot of writers and producers I want to get this in front of, so I put together this pitch video. If you're watching this, remember, seal the deal, those 3 words, and seal the deal on this business idea. It would be not a lot of money to produce. You wouldn't be too much financially in the hole, and it'd be great to have your name attached to a project like this. Let's make this happen. You just can't go wrong, and I'm thinking of some fun taglines. Seal the deal, or just things to put on wraps, at next year's Comic-Con when it's a big success. Seal the deal, always be closing. Or seal the deal, one-way ticket to the law firm, real estate firm, stuff like that. Seal the deal. I'm not interested in fish today. I'm interested in deals. So let's make this a reality, and I'm looking forward to doing business with you. So that's a project I wanted to work on, and I think it's a great opportunity to work on it today while I get a little bit of time. I only have about 25 minutes left before I have to go back on the transport van. So, Jeff, would that be a project you would get behind? You would watch that show?
I would definitely be. I heard you said the Seal the Deal raps, and I was already thinking about actual raps.
Okay.
Not like bus raps,
but like rapping.
Yeah, it's
okay,
like who would you
song.
get to do, like if you had like an all rap soundtrack for that, like
wow, that would be a great.
Who would do like the the kind of blockbuster summer song from that movie?
I think right now, Bring It Back, DMX.
Wow.
Seal's gonna give it to you. What? Seal.
Yeah. You're I'm learning things right now, man.
You're gonna make the Seal lose its real estate license if you don't complete the deal.
Deal. Boom.
You actually freestyle, right?
I do freestyle.
Rap? Yeah. That's it's just a side project you do. Is that something you want to talk about, or would you not?
I'm more than happy to talk about it. I freestyle. Well, so my friend Matt, who I brought up before, and my friend Evan, who I brought up before, we would get together every Thursday and rap for about an hour or two. But Evan just moved to take this job in Seattle, so our trifecta is kind of broken as far as like that goes. And it was it's cool to have a 3-person dynamic when rapping, because you get like two breaks, and you also really get to absorb some cool content.
Right.
But yeah, we're gonna try to figure out how to do that, whether it's via Skype or whatnot. But I do it to keep the mentals real sharp, you know, to like think on my toes all the time. It helps. It's like
great.
Sudoku for old people.
Ooh, yeah.
Freestyling is the new Sudoku.
Where do you do it, around Atlanta, or
just at my house?
Okay,
cool.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, we have a question from Craft Beer. They say Craft Beer S Word is their name, but I'm gonna say S Word. How do you stay focused on just drawing and not spreading yourself thin on different mediums / ideas, etc., to the point where you get burnt out? Oh,
that's a really good question. Not getting burnt out, not stretching myself too thin. I guess I would say that aside from like the actual sketch projects that kind of come nightly, I tend to work on about 3 what I would call masterpieces, and that's not to use the word traditionally, but like a master work. Like I'll do 3 big projects a year, and then maybe like 4 to 6 little ones.
Okay.
That I know will take me maybe like a week or a month, but masterpieces usually take me like it's a solid like 4 to 6 months investment, to really bring like a huge concept to life. And I guess I just don't get burnt out all that often because I move through phases. I'm kind of like a pen fetishist.
Okay.
And so I just go find pens that I really, really kind of find irresistible to write with, like just the way that the ink comes out or, the way that it dries so quickly, whatever that may be. But like I kind of get inspired by the mark making device, and what comes out of my hand is kind of based on I guess the DNA of the implement.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a great answer. I always worried that if I keep doing one thing over, I'll get burnt out. But it's nice to kind of, it sounds like it's truly your passion. It's what you are on this earth to do.
Yeah, you just I think that if you like creating things, you should do a lot of that, and you should also find another thing that I do, I guess, as I'm thinking about this, is I kind of consume some media. Like every night I play like an hour or 2 video games, let's say. Just about an hour or 2, sometimes only an hour.
Right.
And sometimes I play for 8 hours and kind of make my eyes bleed. But usually, I keep it down to like an hour or 2 minimum, and I think that consuming that and kind of taking all that in helps my mind breathe. Then I get back into work, or reality TV helps me kind of zone out on things.
Sure.
So, yeah, it's I would say a healthy dose of video games and reality television for anybody aspiring to be Jeff Krichmar.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Any current games you're playing right now?
I am currently invested in No Man's Sky.
Okay.
Do you know about that game?
I do. I talked a little bit about it with Chad Parks, who I interviewed a few weeks back on A Wonderful Wednesday.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
It was right when it came out, I believe.
Oh, that's super cool. Yeah, I'm really into that. You feel free to not answer this if it's too personal, but do they have video games in prison?
Yeah, we have, but I haven't, from the few hours that I've been there, I haven't gotten a chance to sit down and crack the game. But
it's like
I've been watching people playing.
Long lines, yeah.
Yeah. They got a Wii, and it's important to stay fit. So I said, I'm gonna get on that Wii whenever I get a chance. I gotta stay fit.
Yeah.
And I also told people I'm not gonna be in here long. So that's the plan, is to get out hopefully and be back on the swap shop tomorrow.
Do you think that there's anything that you could potentially swap for your freedom?
It's a good idea. I think this Seal the Deal pitch. Hey, we'll make Seal the Deal. We can say it's the first animated show made in a prison.
Wow.
And then
That's a bold move.
right, and it would be, we could get a prisoner voice cast. So if you know of any celebrities that are in jail right now, we could get them we could Skype them in.
More like sealed in jail.
Seal the deal, and then would make an episode. The SEAL got arrested for a bad business deal.
Speaking of which, pretty awesome that the private prison system got overturned.
I heard about that.
Yeah, it's big news.
People are really that is a big deal.
I'm excited.
So thankfully, we won't have to worry about people making profits on jails anymore. So then maybe I can say, hey, I can make you more money for the government if I go outside and make Seal the Deal.
I mean,
release me. I'm not a threat.
This private prison is no longer going to really be making money, so let's turn it into an animation studio, right?
Yeah.
And then we just start turning all the different prisons into animation studios. There's probably a lot of different animals that could do real estate. I'm not saying that you should necessarily bring other animals into it. I think that the seal is it's very important, but 4 movies out,
right?
Who knows? 7 seasons in.
Bring another aquatic. People are really into aquatic animals.
Well, maybe it's a flying animal,
right?
Or like maybe there's a duality, like some Odd Couple.
Yeah, we've seen the birds.
Yeah.
We've seen. Yeah, we need some birds. we've seen the fish in Finding Nemo. They found Dory.
Yep.
We saw The Secret Life of the Pets. We haven't seen a seal yet, and I think we should combine it with maybe a hawk.
Yeah. I like that.
And it would be called Hawkward. That's the character's name. It's an awkward hawk.
Yeah.
I'm an awkward hawk. But you're my only friend, Seal. And I'm like, yeah, you can stay at my apartment with me because he makes a lot of money and as a real estate tycoon.
Man.
Now we're coming up with, this is what Wonderful Wednesdays are all about.
Yeah.
Just to come up with ideas, not just to always be doing art, but to just think of ideas. And I'm almost have a little animation to show people from Seal the Deal.
Wow.
So what are you working on over there?
Just still kind of scribbling out the, kind of getting some lines down and seeing where it takes me. It's kind of like looking at clouds.
Okay.
And I'm making the clouds and I'm looking at them at the same time. I'm not really doing anything super concrete. I'm just kind of letting my hand go where it's going, and
okay.
Yeah, we will find an image on this.
That's
hopefully.
great. Yeah, and then you'll always remember I did this when I did the William Street Swap Shop on a Wonderful Wednesday.
Yeah.
So you don't take like crowdsourced. People can't call in and say, "Hey, Jeff, draw this." You're more, it's in my brain. Sorry, this is what I'm drawing.
No, it's not in my brain. You know, it's just as unrevealed to the viewer as it is to me. Really, I'm just a conduit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no one knows.
People can, I think that there's definitely a format that I would be interested in, which people can, make requests and stuff.
Okay.
But I don't know if this episode, I mean, we just touched on some real heartfelt, like, just be weird, to start taking requests.
Fair enough, yeah, because then you start getting into the Zach spliced with wolf DNA.
Yeah, that's just not a bad idea. It's a great idea.
Just another project for another day.
Just another project for another day. Yeah, exactly.
Here's a an animated seal drinking coffee. You can't see it on the mug, but it says "World's Greatest Seal," so it starts off right here. But it actually looks more like it's sniffing it. Did someone poison my coffee this morning? Then you get a big laugh track after that. Let me open up my coffee.
Have you ever seen that little trick that people do? Like, can I grab a piece of paper?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll show you something.
Yeah, grab what you need.
All right. This is a little something I learned when I was a boy.
Okay.
I'll impart this upon all.
A new trick we're learning on the swap shop today.
Simple two-step animation process here. I'll move this out of the way so you can really get a good look. All right. So.
Here's another question from Craft Beer.
Yeah.
S-word.
Do we have scissors? Anybody? Just randomly?
Maybe we might have some in the studio. What hand exercises do you do before drawing? Do you have it? Are there any?
No, I don't do any hand exercises. I have this. There's this thing that you can buy online and other places, I suppose, that you pull. It's like a ball, and it has a mechanism inside, and you pull this string, and it starts rotating, and you got to keep it rotating, and like doing this kind of like figure eight motion with your hand.
Okay. Works
on your carpal tunnel.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
You ever worry about that, drawing so much with your hands? Do you ever get...
I definitely get pain, yeah. Arthritic pain and carpal tunnel, for sure. I don't know. It bothers me. It definitely worries me. But I see it as kind of part of the game,
It's not enough to stop you, yeah.
Yeah.
People lose their voice if you're...
It's the cost of entry.
If you're a singer, yeah. It's what you got to do. And then I would like to say...
Oh, man. Scissors coming in.
We have a nice compliment from Tyre Sia. It says, "I feel opposite of lonely watching this," whatever that word is. Great show. What is the opposite word of lonely?
The opposite word of lonely?
Of lonely, yeah. When you're alone, you're lonely. I guess when you have friends around, you're...
Friendly?
Happy. Ecstatic, friendly, yeah.
What is the opposite of lonely?
I don't know. And then they said, show this one to the guys back in the Slammer, Zach. Maybe earn some Fritos.
All right, so we've got a very simple piece of paper that has been folded in two.
Okay.
And what you do is you put your first kind of layer of animation, let's say, if it's, let's do just a stick man for the simplicity of these things. So we got the stick man, and maybe his arms are up on this one. Let's see, we got little stick man with his arms up. And then on top of it...
While you're drawing this, another question came in. Did
Yeah.
you design any of your tattoos that you have?
Yes. I...
Sorry to get you sidetracked.
Yeah. No
We'll
worries.
talk about
no
that
worries.
after this animation.
I definitely have. So check this out. So now we've got two stages of animation, and then you take one end, the top piece. I learned this when I was like 4. It's good that I'm being able to share it
This
with
is
people.
probably a more advanced technique when you learned it at 4 than what I'm doing right now, which is able to do.
All right, so we just roll that up to get a little edge, and then if you... Here, go ahead and give that a little up and down with your
Okay.
pencil.
Like that?
No. Like, if you just do this,
Yeah.
you see how that animates?
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I wonder if we could
That's
get...
fantastic. If we can trick the camera.
Yeah,
into
I wonder
doing
if we can trick the camera. Let's see. I'm gonna try to tilt this up a little bit. Okay. No. You got me right here? All right. Yeah, so if you...
She's just waving. Hey,
He's
look
doing
at
little
me,
jump,
we did it.
little jumping jacks.
I'm an animated guy now.
So there you go.
Wow.
Go teach your kids that.
So that's a great thing. If I'm in, if you're in jail and you have something you need to access the TV, but someone else is watching it, you make that. You say, look at the entertainment I made.
Yeah.
Call from.
We have our first caller for the day.
Oh,
Hello.
snap.
Welcome to the William Street Swap Shop. It's a wonderful Wednesday. Come on in.
It is a wonderful Wednesday. Hi there, Zach. Hi there, Krichmar.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing today?
How's
This is
that?
the Alchemist.
It is the Alchemist. I'm all right. How are you?
We're doing great. Are you still? Are you allowed to talk about where you're at? Are you in Thailand or are you back
Yeah,
in England?
Still in Thailand.
Okay,
No, still in Thailand.
that's great.
That's awesome.
Do you have any questions for
Still
Krichmar,
teaching.
Jeff today?
I was wondering, Jeff, if I lay a little beat, would you do a freestyle for us?
Yeah, for sure. I'd definitely be into kicking a few bars off.
Someone said this is how 12 Ounce Mouse was animated when you did the
Okay.
trick there. Our animated show. Keep a secret. All right, let's hear the beat.
Let's hear the beat.
Okay then.
Super stupid, killing it, ruthless. Truth of art is the proof it's coming. Over encumbered, killing them in numbers. No slumber, buried under this is undertaken, oath breaking when I make it. Art from the vacant part, stasis, beyond basic. Change faces, fragments, they become bored facets of replacement. Complacent with derangement, I am changing stasis. Basis from the form, I'm replacing art with the norm. Sort of bored, don't reform. Caught a calm, caught a case. Then we all turn to mourn. Sick reverb. Dude, that was a fly little beat right there. Look at y'all beatboxing.
I'll take over.
Yeah,
Insider
man.
trading.
That was dope. That was dope.
That was great.
I appreciate that, Alchemist. You're like the actual Alchemist, the beat producer Alchemist.
Sorry, I just had somebody at the door. What'd you say?
I said you're like the actual Alchemist.
Were they coming at your door? Hey, stop that.
No.
It's too loud. Turn
Right.
turn it
I
down.
need to go open the door of the school because it's got a thumbprint opener and my work colleague is locked out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
that was a great beat
But
and
yeah,
great lyrics there.
excellent spit as well. Excellent spit. Good job.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Have a
I've got to
great.
go open this door. So
Okay. Yeah.
I'll
Have a
to
great
catch up with you
afternoon.
later.
Or
Let 'em
actually, a
in.
great evening.
Cheers.
It's late over there.
Yeah, it's 1 o'clock in the morning coming up to.
Okay. Well, I hope you have a good meeting this evening, and we'll talk to you later, Alchemist.
Peace,
Cheers.
man.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. He called in a few months back and we had a Zach and Matt Appreciation Day, and he did a beatbox with a harmonica over the phone, and very talented
That's awesome.
musician. Yeah,
What a beast. Yeah, that's really cool, man. I feel like we've got a lot done.
we've accomplished
So
a lot. That's
yeah,
right. With
we've learned
from
animation.
that's right.
We freestyled.
And it's not over with yet.
Yeah, I know, man.
We still have more time if someone would like to give us a call. It's 413-961-4263. I'm not wearing my leather gloves today or my watch. This is what my hands look like. I have smaller hands. But I'm not swapping anything in prison. I'm learning about new experiences, and I'm hoping I'll be back in my swap shop attire tomorrow. But today I'm doing a Wonderful Wednesday. If you're just now tuning in from the William Street Studios, I was able to be brought in specifically for this, and I'm heading right back out after this. So I hope to be back with you tomorrow full time and get this insider trading behind me.
Yeah.
Nothing to joke about. So if you would like to give us any calls or you have any requests, give us a call, 413-961-4263. We only have about 7 minutes left. So,
Ooh.
and I'm watching security at the door now. I got about 7 minutes, right? Yeah, they're telling me I got to wrap it up soon. Okay, so your design is starting to take shape. So you just keep going until you start to see like your previous drawing that you've shown.
Yeah.
Until you find a character that you make, or
It's starting to have a bit of a skull shape to it.
wow.
I see a lot of skulls.
Right. I almost see.
I draw a lot of skulls.
I almost see it looks like a grasshopper. Like those are the two eyeballs, or like a praying mantis.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And its antennae are coming out of its head there.
Yeah.
Or like some kind of creature, a bug.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's got like a little energy kind of coming out of here.
And I don't know if it's because I've been in jail and my mind is corrupt now, but I feel like it's the front here, all the squiggles could be its like intestines, and it's like
Whoa.
I just got ripped. I got bit in half by another bug, and it's ripping out its intestines with its hands. If you wanted to do that, I don't want to inspire.
Man. No, I mean, I just that's really graphic imagery, Zach.
I'm sorry. I have a warped mind.
You've
now.
been going through some things.
That's
man.
right. I'm hoping to get back into a regular routine after this and settle down and get back into just seal the deal and no violent imagery.
Yeah. I've been thinking that throughout this episode, I've really been putting thought into the idea that prison is really kind of the original swap shop, if you think about it.
Right, yeah.
You know, it's really everything there works on a barter system.
Hey, I need not only material items, either favors. Like,
Right.
hey, I'll tell people that I'll be your alibi if you.
Right. I was a witness. I was there. Right.
You're really good at folding sheets. If you don't mind folding my sheets, I like to sleep in nice, clean sheets.
Yeah.
So if you fold my sheets, I'll be the alibi that you didn't do that crime.
That's awesome that you get sheets in prison.
Or your workout. Hey,
Yeah.
you need a workout buddy? We'll work out together. It's just a shame they take away my gloves and my watch.
Yeah.
I like to have those to look at items and hold them and not damage them.
And also tell how many reps you're getting, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you got to know
Exactly.
if you're efficient with the iron pumping.
That's right. I did want to call out. We were talking about pins earlier. I'm
Yeah.
using. It's called a Hilton.
Wow.
This pin.
That's top notch.
Yeah. This is actually straight from San Diego.
Wait, are we legally are they gonna? Do they know?
I think so.
Okay.
I took it with me on my riding. Ooh, well, maybe not. I don't want to. Already in hot water. I don't want to have any other issues.
Yeah, no, I think it's a Milton pen actually.
Right, Milton.
now
That's
that
it.
I'm
Sorry,
looking at it.
Milton.
Yeah, that's
Forget
not-
about the Hilton.
That's not an H.
Hilton's a great hotel, though.
It's great.
From
Hello, welcome to the William Street Swap Shop. Come on in. It's a wonderful Wednesday. Are you having a wonderful Wednesday today?
I am having a wonderful Wednesday today.
That's great.
Glad to hear it.
Who's calling in?
Chris.
Chris? Okay, what's going on, Chris?
So I was just wondering if Jeff had inspired or if he commissioned your tattoo, your prison tattoo on your face.
Oh.
My tattoo? No, I got this before I even knew I'd be interviewing Jeff. This was done right when I walked in. They said, you're either with us or you're against us. And I was like, I'm with you. And they held my head down and did the tattoo.
Yeah. I'm actually inspired by the tattoo myself.
Right.
I think that it's kind of the flip of what he's asking.
Oh, okay. So you're inspired.
He thought that
now.
you'd be inspired by maybe my
Oh.
artwork or something, but
I mean, I would love to get one of
art
your-
imitates
your-
life,
I would love to get your art 100% honestly tattooed somewhere.
That'd be awesome, man.
Yeah.
There's actually one person on Reddit that liked my artwork so much they got it tattooed on them and sent
Wow.
me pictures. Yeah. Just rando
That's incredible.
internet person.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where did they get it tattooed at?
On their forearm, on their on their bicep.
Okay.
Inner bicep, yeah.
Wow. And they just found it on your Tumblr and put it
On
up?
Reddit, I posted a bunch of wallpapers people really liked,
Okay.
and I just got a really positive response from that. And this guy liked it so much that he wanted to put it on his body forever. So
That's very neat.
that's cool, man.
Yeah, that's really cool. Would you ever get,
That's
Chris,
awesome.
Chris, if we gave you one of Jeff's designs, would you get it tattooed on you?
Yeah. No, I have a real special place. I'd put that. So yeah.
Okay.
Word, man. How many tattoos do you have? Do you have any?
I've got a few. I got like 3 tattoos.
That's awesome.
3 tattoos?
Would you tell us what they're of, maybe?
Yeah. Mostly bats, atom symbols, weird stuff from my childhood.
Cool.
That's awesome, man. I've got a horde symbol on my wrist. I'm into the horde. On the World
So you
of
are
Warcraft.
for the horde?
Yeah, all day, dude. I don't have time for alliance punks.
Well, Jeff, if you were gonna design a tattoo for your friend there, what would you design for him? Since he's going into the prison system, hopefully temporarily, but
Yeah. Probably like a dog in a business suit, so
that'd be good.
so that people know that you're loyal, right? You can be aggressive at times.
That's
you
right.
know?
Don't cross me.
Don't cross them, but you're all business all the time.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not. Yeah.
That's why the business suit. They look at if you just had a regular dog on your arm, it might send the wrong message.
Right.
Right. Like maybe you just really like dogs
Right.
a lot. Business suit, whole different story.
Yeah. There's something there. Is he a part of the dog business suit group? And I said, yeah, that's me. It's
Yeah.
like the Illuminati, except even more
Secret.
Secret. Yeah.
Yeah.
Only a few people have this tattoo.
Yeah.
that's amazing. So maybe you're professional, but you're there for business.
That's right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Jeff, you were mentioning that before we end up in the show. You said you did design some of your tattoos, and I think we.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, so the one tattoo that I designed is my handwriting on my wrist that says "You are not them," and my whole sleeve. And this type on my arm, this type running down my arm says "honesty," and I designed that when I was a young boy.
Wow.
And then this whole thing, I kind of gave my tattoo artist a briefing on what I wanted.
Okay.
So in a way, I was influential in that, but I let her do her own thing because I appreciate the keeping the artistic integrity.
Yeah.
I know how it is to be, for my day job, I know how it is to be told like
Do this that way. 100%,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I like to give my tattoo artist as much liberty as possible.
And real quick, Gigi, what your name is? Just ask what your Reddit username is.
It is Krichmar.
Krichmar. Krichmar.
Yep.
They say that is effing art, and unfortunately, we have to cut you off, Chris. Thank you so much for your call. Have a great afternoon. Have a wonderful Wednesday.
Yeah, Chris, great.
Thank you both.
You're welcome. Thank you. We have to wrap up the show. I see security. They're telling me my escort prison guard is here. If you're just now tuning in, I'm sorry. Watch the archive. If you're just now tuning in, I apologize to my mom. I really hope that this is just a mistake I can get over and we can wrap this all up. Jeff, thank you so much for tuning in with me
thank you.
today.
I appreciate it, man.
It's been a deal.
Yeah, it's been a real
It's a
deal.
And
For sure.
until next time I see you tomorrow, I'm getting locked up. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Thank you so much.